Ladies, gentlemen, and first and foremost, dear John, this is normally my favorite place to be. I can't think of a better place to be with a glass in hand on a Friday evening. But I have to say I'm here today with mixed feelings. As most of you in this room will know, the Old Jameson Distillery, an Irish distillers, belongs to a group called Pernod Ricard that over the last few months has had to do a few restructurings internationally. And for me as CEO here, it unfortunately meant that I had to open up a voluntary redundancy program. And that is not a nice situation to be in as a CEO, because you never know who will turn up and say, I would actually consider going in early retirement. And that is what happened when my wonderful colleague John decided to give me that news. But what could I say? He has been 30 years in the company, and he has more than earned the right to decide when he wants to leave. My only consolation in this is that I've managed to convince him, and I'm not going to say it publicly so you can't go back on it, John, that John is going to stay on as a consultant and do a project that is, to me, a very, very important project. And seeing some of the faces here today, I have to take a bit of time to announce what that will be all about. As you know, there is a renaissance for Irish whiskey at the moment. I very deeply believe that the renaissance we're seeing now is just the early start of a huge global trend. And I do also truly believe that Irish whiskey could be, for tourism in Ireland, what Scotch is for tourism in Scotland. So let me give you one little example. For every production job in a distillery in Scotland, you would typically have 3, 4, even 5 jobs in a visitor centre. And I think we could have the same situation here. So someone needs to create a vision for how this could look. It is a very, very important thing to do. The industry is currently working on, for example, for the Ministry for Agriculture, a vision for Irish whiskey, and we want to make a tourism vision part of this. And who could do a better job with this than John? So I'm really happy to say that this is not really a farewell. This evening is much more about thanking John for the 30 years he has put in and really made a huge contribution to Irish distillers, to the Jameson brand growing all over the world, and to this renaissance of Irish whiskey. So, John, you know, it's not farewell. Now it's when we start working together on the future of all of this and how much even bigger it could become. I could talk for hours about John and all his contributions, and looking around this room, I see many people I know could tell a lot of stories about John and the amazing things he's done. Yeah, some of them sounds to be interesting from the laughter in the group here. But what I really can say with John is what he has done for Irish distillers has been amazing. But even more importantly, he's done everything way above what Call of Duty has called for. He's done what he's done with passion, with elegance, and with so much charm. So, John, thank you so much for that. I am actually a little bit... yeah, that's a lovely one, right? I am actually a little bit lost for words, because we were discussing in the office how can we thank John in the most eloquent way for what he has done for Irish distillers and the Old Jameson Distillery. And when we were the most stuck, we came to the brilliant conclusion that, hey, wait a moment, we're a marketing company. We do ads all the time. So we started looking at some of the ads that we currently right now have up in all over the world, really. You would see them in Sao Paulo, you would see them in Lisbon, you would see them in Lagos. And typically they would look something like this. It would say Jameson, Irish for smooth whiskey. It would be signed by John Jameson himself. So here, John, this is just a small version. We're going to send a much bigger version to you home. But it says, from John Jameson, my name might be on the door, but it's you who welcome them inside. John Jameson. And thank you for 30 years, John. Congratulations on a well-deserved retirement. So we'll send this in a larger version. So John, again, remember, this is not goodbye, this is thank you for 30 years. And then I'm so looking forward to September when we sit down and start the work I've been really wanting to get started on the tourism strategy.